This is Soy,
And this is Dyra.
and you're listening to Hair and Whatever.
Unfiltered salon talk.
Hey guys!
What's up? What's up?
This is Soy,
Hey.
and this is Dyra, and you're listening to Hair and Whatever. So today we have a special guest on the show, and he'll be in a little bit later. But today's topic is about
We are talking about hair loss versus hair thinning.
right. So it's gonna be a little bit more educational today.
Yeah,
so.
but it's a good topic because a lot of, clients come in and they just have these questions like everybody always thinks they're losing their hair.
Right.
Like everybody, like everyone comes in and it's just like, oh my God, my hair is doing this and my hair is shedding and da-da-da-da and,
Right.
and so
We just want to get into the details and
about, hair loss and hair
thinning.
Yeah.
But first, let's give the crown of the week to it goes to Mary Bennett, and her Instagram name is at Miss Naturally Mary. She had you want to tell us what she had?
She looked like she had, I may be wrong, but from the looks of it, she looked like she had maybe a twist out or something like that, or she did some Bantu knots and then she just let it out and just looked super fly.
Right.
We saw it on Insta.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Shout out to you, girl. You looking fly up there on Instagram.
All right. So let's get to it.
So, what is hair loss? Like, explain hair loss.
Okay, so hair loss is a scalp issue. So hair loss is like the reduction in the number of the hair attached to your scalp.
Exactly.
Right. So there are some factors responsible for the hair loss, which could be genetics. Genetics has a major role to play, and also hormones.
Yep.
A lot of people don't realize that it could, like, there's so many different things that can play a role into hair loss.
And we're not talking about, that like when you comb your hair, you're seeing like strands in your hair, because that's normal.
Yeah.
You're supposed to shed about 50 to 100 strands a day, I tell people.
Right.
And if you've had a protective style, or if you had your hair in braids or a ponytail for a couple of days and you take it down, if you haven't combed it,
you're gonna shed a lot.
You're gonna shed, because that's all the hair that should have came out.
Right.
But
also,
and that's normal.
Also, hair loss can be like a mechanical, which could be a protective style.
Right.
So having a protective style that's going to be pulling on your edges could cause hair loss.
Exactly.
Right. And tension alopecia, which is why you lose your hair and in your edges and stuff like that.
It could be stress.
Right. Stress can contribute, or new medication.
Right. Diet changes.
Right.
Because let me tell you, when I got sick, I had to cut all my hair off because, like, my hair was totally, because I was lacking nutrients. So, and I could totally see the difference in my hair.
Right.
And I was just like, you know what? No, this hair is not well. So I'm going to cut it off.
Right.
Yeah. And then and then we said hormones too, could play when people have babies.
Right.
And they come in and they, have all this hair loss around their edges, and it's because the hormone shifts
and the changes in your body. Right, exactly. And like we said, also like protective styles, like everybody's not a candidate for a protective style.
Say that again.
Everyone is not a candidate for a protective style.
Right.
And let me just get into it. And there's like me, I can't go with a protective style for more than I'm just like a Cancer and just extra. But I won't leave a protective style more than 2 weeks.
Right.
And then other people, like, because I have thinner hair.
Yeah, her hair is very fine. It looks very dense, but that's just a lot of and it's fooling, to a lot of people because it looks so big and dense, but she actually has really fine hair.
Right. I just have a lot of fine hair.
She has a lot of fine hair.
Right. Exactly. Especially when it's curly, it just looks like it's,
Yeah.
So, like I said, everyone is not a candidate for, like, including myself, So you just have to know your hair, get to know,
Yeah,
what comes out of your head.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Learn your hair, people.
Right.
And then we have hair thinning,
Right.
which deals with the mass of hair that you have in your hair. Like that goes in, along the lines of density.
Right.
in the
And that
hair.
comes with with aging.
With aging.
Like you're gonna see, like, if you're you're putting your hair in a ponytail, like it's gonna be thinner than normal,
Mhm.
and like that's like more with age as opposed to, the hair loss.
Exactly.
Right. And also, due to using chemicals in your hair, like hair dyes or relaxers.
Right.
Any kind of chemical can thin your hair.
Exactly. And chemicals used incorrectly, especially relaxers. I mean, they're softening that cuticle and breaking bonds, so that can really contribute to
To the scalp.
to thinning. So, and with aging, there's things. So what we should do about certain things, like what we should do about hair thinning.
Well, I believe you should obviously consult with a dermatologist. Like if
Mhm.
you're experiencing hair thinning, always consult with a dermatologist and see get a physical and see what's going on inside. Because diet is everything.
Diet is such a major.
You see it if your skin is acting a little crazy, you're breaking out.
Mhm.
It could be from hormones. It can be from your diet. So
Exactly.
that hormonal imbalance comes from diet.
Right. And like we said, the stress factors and all of that stuff.
Exactly.
So,
But the main factor here is diet.
yeah.
Right.
So just just consult your dermatologist if you're experiencing these things, and then there might be some supplements that you can add to your diet, biotin, a multi, and all of that. So.
Right. And obviously, I believe, I'm a strong believer in getting all your nutrients from your fruits and vegetables.
Right. And plants.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you said vegetables, yeah.
Yeah. Fruits and vegetables. Keep a good diet, guys.
Yeah.
Super important.
Yeah, you'll see the difference in your hair and in your skin.
And your nails.
Yep.
And your gut.
Yep.
All right. So, that's kind of it. Today was, just keep it short and cute, informational.
Hair loss, hair thinning. Okay. There's a difference. So, and just make sure that you're not freaking out when you see a little bit of hair in the comb, because that is normal.
Right. Yeah. All right. So someone slipped into our DMs.
Yes. And what did they say, Dyra?
So Kelly from New York said, my coworker who is Nigerian is always touching my hair.
Oh, Lord.
How should I react?
Don't touch my hair.
So if it was you, Soy, how would you react? How would you have reacted?
Ratchet soy or
Ratchet Soy. Nobody wants to hear professional soy. Ratchet Soy.
We're not gonna bring ratchet soy out. I'm gonna be professional.
No, ratchet soy. Come on.
Swing on that hoe. I'm just no. Why are you touching my hair? No, seriously, some things I think are just cultural. People just don't know. They just don't know that or they, I just touched your hair. You know what I mean? Or maybe they just feel comfortable
enough to
do that.
Right.
But, I don't know. I think that she should just talk to her and be like, girl, it just makes me kind of feel uncomfortable that, you all up in my hair like that.
You would say that?
No.
But that's what you were doing.
I have a hard time telling people stuff like that.
Right.
I'll just probably let Shorty rock on.
Right.
With that thing, I'm like, she really likes to touch my hair.
Right.
But I don't know. I guess, yeah, or just maybe pull away, maybe give her a hint.
Right.
And then she'll get a cue of
like I'm a bit sensitive, you know.
Right. or do it playfully, like, girl, you know, I just shampooed my hair, like, you messing up my stuff. And then she'll probably, you know, get the memo.
Oh no, don't mess up my style.
Right, don't mess up my style, or, you know, come on, like, I just shampooed my hair or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would honestly,
How would you do?
I would take it as a compliment. You know, because she's like obviously like infatuated with my hair and wants to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people like feel that like admire some other people's hair, so I would take it as a compliment.
Yeah, some people just real touchy-feely.
Right, and I like that's like, you know, if you're pregnant and people are like, oh, you know, let me touch your stomach. Like that's something that you shouldn't touch everybody's stomach. You know,
Yeah.
like
maybe she feels close to the old girl.
right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, well, I guess. But even
if it's a stranger, though,
right,
like,
exactly.
come on now,
you know,
like,
like, don't touch my hair, like, chill. You know, but people always like, you know, like tell me like, oh my God, like, you know, like I'm like, you want to touch it here, Phil, you know?
Yeah,
like,
but you offered, but like,
right,
people can't just be coming up to a stranger. Like, you don't know where they've been. They could have been just scratching in their ass. Like,
right,
you know.
true. They just came out the bathroom. They washed their hands.
Right. You know, shitty booty hands.
Trash talk.
You know, you never know. So, yeah.
Oh, I'm good. But yeah, I take it as a compliment, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Take it for what it is.
Yeah. Well, don't y'all forget, slip into our DMs with any questions, hair related or whatever related, and we'll answer them.
Right. Don't be a stranger.
Exactly.
Or don't be shy.
Right. Slip into the DMs.
All right. So now let's get into our whatever part. And we have, like I said earlier, our special guest. His name is Zachary. So Zachary, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Man, she just said my full.
She said your government. Yeah. Zachary.
It's pronounced all the syllables.
Right. Syllables and everything.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you for coming.
As she mentioned, Zachary. I'm the owner of and founder of Local Green Atlanta.
Yay!
Green Atlanta. And we're located in Vine City. And we're pescatarian, vegetarian, vegan, fast casual concept. We just opened last year. Well, at the end of last year, actually, a couple months. We've been in business. We just had a big grand opening, and everything's been love, you know.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah, shout out to you for having like,
yes,
green, like,
eating healthy. This is like one of my favorite topics. Like I was just saying, like before the show started, like how I've been on this like since my 20s, as far as like just eating healthy and eating clean and vegan. I've been a vegan, I've been a vegetarian, you know, so now I'm back vegetarian. So we appreciate more restaurants doing this and moving, you know, towards this and healthy living, especially in, you know, the hood, quote unquote the hood, you know. So
no, it is the hood, you know. People, we don't like to say that,
right,
but it's the hood makes it. It's those elements, it's those lack of things, underserved communities that's considered the hood, you know. It's
and
just,
how is that going?
It's
going
now? Well. It's going well because of all the revitalization that's going on, you know. Mm-hmm. So it's like a lot of people are coming. We're like a destination spot, you know. People coming down memory lane, you know, going to check out Local Green. Like, let's see what this is about. The curiosity is driving them in, and they're coming in, and then they're getting pleased, and then they're coming back, you know. And so the love has been there. The elements, you know, you have your occasional, you got your panhandlers, you know, solicitors, you have you know, that kind of thing. You crack sidewalks and things like that.
I call that texture.
It
just adds a little bit of texture to the neighborhood.
It is. That's what it is. It's texture,
you know,
right?
yeah.
You know? But you know, that grain, you know,
right, exactly, you know.
So
a little bit of griminess going on, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit of grit.
But the beauty is in it's the contrast, right?
Exactly.
So you come from one thing that you might step over some trash, but then you walk inside Local Green, it's like,
yes,
you know?
And it's a really nice spot, guys. Like I've been there several times, and the food is amazing, and it's nice.
Right, and she come in looking different every time. It's like
So he didn't even notice me today.
Yeah, no, for real. No, don't tell me when you came in the glasses. You had the big not gonna cry glasses.
Right.
That's soy.
I keep them on the toes.
Yeah, so it be
Looking to giving you different looks every time.
Yes,
Serving.
Okay.
Serving. Y'all crazy.
So, tell us, why did you start Local Green Atlanta?
I started it out of a need well, it's a few reasons, but the main my main reason was I always have to be doing something I really believe in, you know, and the older I get, the more prevalent that becomes. It's like, it's just like, I'm like, all right, what's my next thing? I gotta be moving in purpose. I gotta leave a legacy, you know what I mean? I had this dream or this vision of one day having something named after my last name for my kids to be like, you know, feel proud about, whether that's a street, a gym, a library. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I just had this thing, this part of the desire. And after 2013, about, you know, a little over 5 years ago, I was like, you know, like I got to dream bigger. All my childish, boyish dreams that fueled me through life, I had met all of them, and I was just like, I'm just out here existing. You know, I didn't have anything. Everything I believed in as a child, you know, from having money to just, you know, just all the material gains, and, you know, the fleshly things. I really realized that's what it was, and I'm like, okay, so all this money got me to this point, to see that this point was just selfish, you know what I mean? And I was like, I need to do something.
It wasn't in substance, like you didn't feel
really.
right.
You know, I had meaningful relationships. I mean, music. You said, what was I doing then?
Yeah, what were you doing before? Okay. What industry? Like, what led you?
The music industry. You know.
Okay.
You know, songwriter, producer.
Oh.
And
I never knew that.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So, after a 15-year success in that industry, you know, everything that comes with that, you know, multi-platinum albums. I co-wrote Goodies. Sierra co-wrote Turning Me On with Carrie Hilson.
Okay.
Down to Jeezy, Bang.
Right.
You've
been out here.
Yeah, them Boys in the Hood, Nelly, Slim Thug, Fantasia, you know, Lloyd, Get It Shouted, stuff like that. But after having that type of, you know, journey and getting to the point where I just saw, like, everything I want to do, everything I wanted to inspire to do, just was all about me. It was all about self-glorification. Like, I couldn't share this with my family. I couldn't share it with my pastor. I couldn't share it with...
Right, like you can't pass that down to
them.
Unless they are, like, you know, given that. Like, they're talented like you.
Yeah,
you know,
or they're in the industry,
right,
or whatever.
Exactly. So it was one of those things, not genetic either.
Right.
Right, you know, not really. Their talent is a little different. It's not like LeBron James and his son, you know, they all gonna be 6'5". No, it's not like that, you know.
I mean, but even LeBron's son, I don't think, you know, he
might not be as talented,
exactly,
right?
That's like a huge name to fill, you know.
Exactly. So I had this huge need to feel that void, and I was like, it's got to be impactful, and it's not for me. It's for, you know, just for my people. You know what I mean? And, you know, God gave me this vision, you know, and then couple that with, well, he didn't give me this vision directly. He told me to be of service. So I started this concept called Heal the Swats, and Heal the Swats was just about, you know, drawing our people to our families. Our family. It was a family goal, family targeted, you know, goal, right? And it was going to be to have events to where people can bring their grandparents, you know, and
just like a family
activities, you know, from just having workouts on Sunday with food trucks and healthy foods and smoothies and stuff like that, right? Just to show people how it feels. Right. But some people don't do that activity. They don't look at it as a group unit, even if everybody's out there playing frisbee or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things done. So, you know, I wanted to, that's what I thought the vision was going to be. And then
almost like a block party, but like a healthy block party. And we got all different things going on.
Right. And we just keep it moving in that
like
space.
Like a big family reunion.
Yeah, every time you come to Heal the Swats, you're just going to be like, knowing it was going to be, eventually we was going to do a 5K in the Swats, right? So what happened was one of my friends who was, you know, on the board, he, his mother is like she's like our mother, you know, the community's mother. You know, she raised all of us. You know, we always at her house, whatever. Her name, Gigi Carter, She's 67 years old, and she found out she had cancer. And when she was diagnosed with this, all this was happening. So he's fighting that, coming to the meetings, fighting that, coming to the events, you know, doing all these different things. It's like getting updates. It's like your feelings just all over the place, roller coaster of emotions. And, you know, down to one day we canceled the event because she had a situation, something she went down, and they brought her back, and she did an actual commercial for our Instagram page, and was like, you know, basically telling everybody, you know, y'all need to support this from her hospital bed, right?
Oh, wow.
You know, and then, you know, we went on to do the event. A week later, she dies, right?
Wow.
So when she died, I knew it wasn't just about, we couldn't just wait on getting people to, you know, spoon feed this. You know, we couldn't just work out our way to this. It needed to be something more direct, more impactful. And I was like, we got to get to the food. Yeah. So I was really on.
That's the source.
That's the source. That's where it's coming from. We're eating our disease, right?
Yeah,
you know, and I really believe that we're eating these diseases. Yeah. What's going on with black people? What's going on with urban people? Yes, disease, exactly. And we are doing this, and we don't want to talk about it. It's taboo to talk about it because think about it. In most religions, it's all centered around food, right? You have overeating, obesity, in a lot of the, you know, religious spaces, you know. So after church,
that's so true, right? You know, like the plates, like, you know, me and my mother would talk about it a lot, like, you know, she goes to a Baptist, like a traditional Baptist church, and it's just, you know, centered around food, and it's just like, I mean, the plates, you know, that, you know, that they have there is just like all this unhealthy things, you know.
Right, and it's based on love and not facts, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't have the facts. The facts is this stuff is killing us. The facts is cows are not for human consumption. Dairy is not for human consumption. And
to me, I think it's more so like a mindset too. Like, you know, like you gotta change the way you think in order to embrace like healthy eating. Because at first, like when a person like tries to eat healthier, you know, which is the right way that we should be eating, I believe that people are not like, you know, they're just so stuck on eating, like, honestly, like fat foods are good, like they taste good, you know, they're tasty.
They don't think that eating healthy
is, you know, could be good,
you
know. Like I love like fruits and vegetables, like that's all I have, and that's what I send my son to school with, you know.
Right.
So it's like you gotta start them, you know.
And I feel like it's a sinister thing behind all of this, like, you know, because like with just the industry as a whole, like just when you think about just the milk industry and just how they just circling back to just when babies are born and how now it's getting more popular for people to breastfeed. It used to be back in the day, but then you had this whole formula push by the milk industry that, oh, we got to feed our babies, you know, cow-based milk, you know. And it's just like, wow, we're the only mammals on the planet that will feed our young another source of milk. You're not going to find a goat feeding their
monkey milk.
Exactly. It's not happening, you know. So it's a sinister, it's, you know, it's about money, you know, that what's behind and we've just been so like, you know, trained basically.
Right. We've been brainwashed,
yeah. Right.
And nobody wants to, you know, talk about it. So, you know, and somebody told it to me best, and that's what made it get through to me. It clicked. They said it went like, okay, so God doesn't make any mistakes. We all know this, right? God gave a cow milk to make a 400-pound cow, a male adult mother, milk food to take this 60-pound calf and make it 400 pounds. So you see 400-pound humans, that's, what do you think that's from?
Yeah, it's from milk, these hormones.
It's all those hormones, and then not to mention what they're doing to the cows.
Right.
So it's not even getting pure. We're getting tainted all the way around, and we're stuck in a web of tainted. It's no money
and all of that stuff.
It's us and all. So look, it's no money in healthy people, right? The money is in.
That's Big Pharma. I say it all the time. Big Pharma.
People, so
they lobby.
So we got a $500 billion a year industry over here in food, right? In the meat industry, and then we got another $500 billion a year industry in pharma. Why would we ever stop this? Do you realize how much money that is? Like, it's enough money to make them kill the 20 holistic doctors that died last year.
And
over 20.
And you know what? It's so fear-based because I feel like there is money in healthy living, you know, but the industry as a whole is just so greedy and so fearful that they're coming from a lack mentality and
but
not
you
an
gotta also
abundance
think about
mentality.
like all these doctors. You get what I'm saying? Like all these doctors that go to school and spend, you know, thousands of dollars on medical school. That, you know, like you're gonna put them out of like business.
Not if they talk about preventative.
I mean,
If they
but do you really think that they want to talk about preventative?
I
like,
do. I think
honestly,
the industry
like,
can
I used to work in the medical field for years, and you have like the pharmaceutical reps that come and bring food to, you know, the doctor's office.
They give them trips and all type of stuff,
them,
incentives.
Yeah, and give them like, you know, the samples so they can give to the patients. So like, you know what I'm saying? So it starts like from the doctor's office that you think that you're going to get right with. Right. But at the end of the day, you're really not, you know?
That's what I'm saying. It's the whole industry as a whole, right. Though. It needs a whole overhaul, you know? It's antiquated because it needs to be looked at it from a different perspective. Right. And it needs to be looked at it from, you know, a preventative perspective and not like a...
Let us fix it.
Let us fix it.
Right. If something goes bad, it's not proven, but let us fix it.
Let us try. You know? And let us try because we're practicing, you know? We're going to try to, you know, dibble over here and fix this, but then something else over here might mess up because of that, you know? Yeah. So it's just not... I think that if doctors went to school based on the you know, the thinking of we're gonna heal people, we're gonna try to prevent disease instead of just... But even though
the whole program itself is like
it's
meant for that. It's like what we were talking last week for like the children in school. Like you teach the children for the test so they can all think one way. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing for like the doctors. You go to the school and this is like they learn medicine. Yeah. That's all they learn. Medicine.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't learn nutrition.
They don't learn nutrition.
They don't.
And that is the backbone of healing is nutrition.
Right. Food is everything. Socrates' famous quote is food, let thy food be thy medicine. Right. And so before we had modern medicine, we had food, and people would go to see different nutrition and
herbalists and shamans.
Yes, and they would give you things to cure everything.
Listen, when I'm sick, I Google garlic,
But man has been trying to emulate God since, you know, the Tower of Babel. You know, let's be real. So
the beginning of time.
Yeah, so that's just one of those things, y'all, that we have to take into our own. We have to take it into our own. Like we got to make this our own mission, you know, for us and for our families, especially if you know, anywhere 20 through 45, 50, you know, if you got you have a mother, you got a father, you got aunts and uncles, grandparents that you want to keep here. Like we gotta help them change and save themselves and extend years on their life. You know, I asked my father, I'm like, Pop, you know, my pop is 72, and I'm like, Pop, I need you to see your grandsons graduate, all of them, you know? And I got a 6-year-old, my youngest, you know, 11-year-old, you know, a 16-year-old, you know, and I'm like, I need you here, you know what I mean? So I need you to like not be so emotional about what we're telling you, because my baby sister just found out she had MS.
I'm sorry about that.
When was this? Last year, right?
Yeah.
So she found out she went just going through this journey. So we've been walking through this with her. She just decided she wasn't gonna pity and be sorry for herself, but she was just gonna work. They told her to forget about running and all this. Man, she's, you know, I got a trainer. She's become vegan since, you know, so.
And how has that helped?
And what? She's working out. She's doing push-ups. She has full, because she's not fully 100%, but she's definitely an 88, you know, and she's pushing every day, like, to get it back, you know, to get, you know, back control of her, you know, her neurological system, you know, so it's like, it's, you know, it's one of those things, and all this is in food, you know. If she had been stubborn or pity, you know, and just been pitiful
and listen to, you know, what they're telling
her, she'll take some medication.
Imagine what she would be, you know. But she's in the house, and so she's vegan, and she's like got, you know, she's a constant presence of try this, here's chickpea burgers, try this, here's this, and so everything that whenever he wants to go eat some chitlins or something, it's just like, ugh, what is that? Versus us saying, oh, my mom and daddy made it, you know, like, nah, we ain't doing that, we off that. So it's starting to change, it's starting to have an impact. I'm just glad that we're a part of that wave, and we represent that, you know, with our daily efforts. You
Right.
know? Yeah.
Do you feel that like the diets of like the the people in those neighborhoods they changed in any kind of way, or?
I think the presence. I hear people when I'm stepping outside. Nobody knows I own the place in the neighborhood really, except the other owners and people like that. But so when I'm around and I'm standing around, I'm just another guy on the block, right? So I hear people when they walking by, they looking because we get like 30-some thousand people pass through there a day. And so pass on Lowry.
The street, yeah.
So the traffic is crazy. Right next door to Ashby train station, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, but when people walk by, they like, man, what they selling over there? And it's like, man, I don't know. That mall would be packed though. It'd be packed. All kind of folks in there, man. There'd be some bad girls in there too. I hear it all. So like, the curiosity will lead you to discovery.
Right.
And when I see them finally make the step to sniff at the window, if I see them, I go engage with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's up, man? Come on in, come look at the menu. You know what I mean? And just let them know, like, man, what y'all got in here, man? Just got air fried fries and pizza. You like pizza, don't you? Y'all got vegetarian food. Yeah, we got vegetarian. You eat fish, don't you? You eat shrimp. Yeah, I love shrimp. We got a shrimp burger for you. We got salmon sliders for you. I just bringing it to them at their level. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
To change, because it's all about a mentality.
It's the mentality,
right?
And you have to meet people where they are sometimes.
To just bring them in.
Right.
Yeah.
This is real husky McDonald's manager that at the McDonald's like 100 yards from me, right? And he stopped through there the same way, and he was on his way home. And it was right before closing, about 6:30. He comes through there. He got his little headphones on. He walking, and he like, man, all his little loud jewelry. You know the managers be got 4 finger rings on. So
and a pinky ring.
Yeah, right. So he come through, and he, same thing. And I said, man, you like shrimp, don't you? He's like, yeah, man, I love shrimp.
Yeah.
So try this shrimp burger out. So I promise you. And then I gave him some stuff. I was like, give me one of those salmon sliders. And I gave him one, and I gave him some air fried fries. He couldn't believe it. He was like, these are air fried. These ain't fried. I'm like,
right.
Wow. But see, it's the why.
It's
right. So why would you air fry fries? Because you don't even realize that grease, what the cholesterol does to your body.
Right.
You don't realize what it does to your vessels,
right.
and how that contributes to high blood pressure and atherosclerosis and stuff like that. People don't know it until you tell them and show them. And now he's a customer 2-3 days a week. I see him all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You over there changing bit by bit.
Bit by bit, exactly.
So you've gotten a good response in the community.
Very good. I mean, from all the beauty and barbershops to the schools, Washington High School, KIPP Academy, the Hope Center, the Promise Center.
And that's good because the high school students, oh my gosh, their diet sometimes can be.
Oh, it's super crazy. But what I'm gonna tell you how it's infiltrating. So you'll have like, being that I am from the community, the Atlanta community, like I have people that have their own missions, and some people like my one friend. She came and she does this program at the school. She went to Washington, and she has this program where she like basically is a big sister to like 50 girls at the school, and they talk about girls who have been abused, raped, whatever. Just she hand selects these girls and she does things for them, and they have different meetings once a month, right? And so like she came and did a big catering order, and she took them all vegan food like cauliflower tacos, barbecue jackfruit sandwiches, and things like that, and she took it to them, and then she said they loved it, So just having that,
just exposure,
right? But that being us being, a few hundred yards from the school, and her being able to come grab that, it's like we're getting, closer and closer and closer.
Right.
Yeah.
Eventually, that culture will infiltrate. All the limited options that's there.
Exactly, right. And then you would know, like, cauliflower tacos would be part of your vocabulary, just like Fanta. You know what I mean?
Same
So
like Arizona sweet tea or whatever.
Exactly, and jackfruit.
Yeah.
You know about jackfruit.
Exactly.
You know about
Yeah. And we always looking, man. Our people, we're so beautiful. We're so culturally creative. And just like anything you expose us to, we come in and dominate and find our way and take it to the next level, right? So
put some seasoning on it.
Come on now, so once
some flavor,
not as bland.
Once we stand there and be strong about it, and just really all adopt a certain concept in a certain way in our culture, it's been shown that once it becomes like trendy or whatever, or known, that it will it will reverberate through just all kinds of different walks.
Yeah.
You know, think about it. You might have a little cousin, a little sister, a little something, nephew. You might have a girl that you just mentor or whatever. You know, these little small seeds they lead to change.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
planting jewels.
That's
you know?
what we're doing. We plant diamonds. You
right,
know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah, we're gonna have some diamond trees.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And so, how about like the price point? Like people like saying, "Oh my God, y'all want what? $10?" You know what I mean? Because you know, a lot of people they have a quality versus quantity. They need they have that mentality of getting
Honestly,
more for less.
Right,
Like you got the dollar menu at what is that? I can't even.
McDonald's.
Or it's Wendy's. You get all of it. You know what I mean, and all this stuff. So.
What I say to that is usually when I hear that, I mean, you end up getting to eat for free, like with me, because that means the money matters to you.
See?
And I'll just go ahead and give you something to eat, like just because at the end of the day, it's like this. I can't. Yeah, like I tell people, it depends on what level you're on. If I see that you just don't have the money, I'm gonna go ahead and give you something to eat. If I see you just have the money, but your values lie somewhere else, you got some Balenciagas. Then I'm a
Gucci belt.
Yeah, now I'm gonna educate you on like your, on the worth of what you consider valuable.
Exactly.
Because you can't say that and you got some $600 shoes on,
right?
Or even some $300 shoes. You know what I mean? You got some Yeezys on, and you talking about the difference in $5 for your fuel for your body. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna question your choices, you know what I mean? Your decisions.
We
like,
talk about that all the time in hair. It's
Yeah.
in hair too,
Right, you know what I mean? So if you're gonna it's a quality versus quantity thing. You know, if you wanna look at it, you want something cheap, that's gonna mess you up in the long run.
Yeah.
Then that's what you're getting. So what you're comparing me to,
exactly.
Right.
And you need to think about it as like you're investing now, so you don't have to spend the money
later
on
bills or whatever it is.
Right.
And living well.
Right. So what's the next? For local green Atlanta, like what's next? Like,
We're gonna have some franchises going on, and
I mean that's the I hope.
I'm so eager, but I do have great mentorship, and I've just been so torn with that. But right now, I just want to really learn my business front and back and expand it inside of the confines of my first location.
Right. And smart.
Yeah, and just at least I wanted to at least be open for a year before I entertain franchising opportunities, because it's tempting, with all the celebrities and all the experienced restaurateurs that are coming to me, is very tempting. But
you want to get this right. You want this to be a really good prototype, and so you can recreate.
Thank you. You just never
and
know
do it well.
What your real. You never know until you really have time to really grow and develop something.
Right.
It's like being in a house and one is already made, and you want to go get one out. No, stop. Sit there, live there, look at every nook and cranny, look at every detail, and just fix every little detail within it. You know what I mean? And know everything about your business, front to back, from food costs, labor costs. It's so much.
I love that, because then you get the experience, and then no one can, tell you.
Yeah.
Because you have the hands-on experience.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the magic. That's the magic we've created. You know what I mean? It's like, we created a real magic. Like, we coming at, so it's like a different vibe.
Yes,
I've never
you do. It's really nice.
I'm definitely gonna check you guys out.
Yeah, because she's all in, into eating healthy too.
It's your world, okay.
Yeah,
it's a vibe, and it's just getting the right people, getting the right nucleus of people is crazy. Like, I mean, we going through. I make people rise to the occasion. I tell people, like, look, like, I'm loyal. I'm a lot of things, a lot of great things. But what I can't do is mess up my brand, because I understand the type of my customers. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I can't have staff that's coming in smelling like weed, smelling like Black and Mild, smelling like cigarettes, smelling like alcohol. None of those habits that we're trying to counter.
Exactly.
We're trying to counter those habits, so you can't come in representing the things that we're trying to change.
Exactly.
And be a part of this brand. You got to make a decision, and so it's really hard. That's one of my hardest things dealing with the community. Is that people don't want to make a sacrifice. They just want to talk about the problems. Oh, I am, as we speak. Like, it's happening, but these are the things that I encounter.
All the time.
And the growing pains of, weeding certain people out and all of that.
And you just have to go through it. Like, like any business,
Exactly.
Anything, weeding them out.
Right.
you know,
what you want and what you don't want inside of your business.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So, can I ask y'all something?
Yeah, sure.
So, how did we end up here? I know it's fueled by hair. Tell me a little bit about this. I'm gonna interview y'all.
We getting on the spot now.
Yes.
Okay.
The interview shifts.
Right.
Yes, I'm curious.
Well, for me, you know, I feel like as far as the hair portion, like how you're passionate about, you know, health, and I'm passionate about health too, and I'm passionate about hair as well,
Right.
because
I believe we both
we're
are.
both, yeah, we both are, and we, you know, I've been doing this since 1999 as far as being in the hair industry, and I wanted just to make a change on women's mentality of how they feel about their hair, especially, you know, niching it out to curly people who have curly hair growing out there, because it's out their head, because it's been such a, you know, a journey for us, you know, like as far as appreciating our beauty
And what comes out of your head.
and what comes out
You
of
know
our
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Right.
and appreciating that, because the beauty standard has been something else for a long time, and now it's shifting, and now people want to, you know, embrace their curly textured hair. So I want to have a platform where I'm basically, you know, educating people about how to love their hair and appreciate their hair and how to do it well, you know.
Right. And also, Soy and I, we work together. Like we, you know, I work with her and I'm doing my apprenticeship at her salon. I've done hair in New York for years. And so, like, I'm going legit now and getting my license.
Right.
And so, like, just having conversations with different clients, we encountered that people do need help. People do need, like, you know, there needs to be more information about hair out there, you know?
Correct information.
Correct information. And not that we know it all, but we, you know, we do educate ourselves, and we take the time, we take classes, we go to different places to just educate ourselves about hair. We love it. And so we want, you know, to change even like more people that look like us. We want to change their mindset about what grows out of their head, you know, and just being more confident within themselves, because, you know, we always say it, like, people will look at my hair and they're like, oh, well, I wish my hair grew like that, and I would leave my hair out if it grew like that. But at the end of the day, like, it's just, this is what God gave you, and you just have to embrace it.
That's so dope. That's so dope, because, you know, man, we're so different and unique, and it's like, why do we feel like we have to conform to what looks good on you?
Some
Instead
ideal.
of being, some ideal of what, you know, like, you know, what you can appreciate another beauty without having to try to
emulate that.
Yeah.
Then you can say, oh yeah, you know, your hair is beautiful, and so is mine. You know?
Exactly. Like we dope together.
Exactly.
Yeah, we dope together.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's,
you know,
that's the beauty of individuality and your own fingerprint. You know,
and we have to apply that to everything. As far as like, you know, we as like the Black community, we can be so great and powerful together, instead of hating on your, you know, your partner or whatever. You know, we're stronger together.
Yeah, strength in numbers.
Y'all, I'm so glad. So
Thank
is
you.
this like an extension of the chair, like?
Pretty much. And kind of like salon talk, because I mean, the salon is like a place where like so many conversations happen. And we're always like, damn, we wish we could, like, you know,
talk about
it or have this, like, you know, live thing.
Right.
Because I mean, so much stuff comes up in the salon.
Like
everything.
So let me give you a little backstory.
Yes.
So I grew up as a child of beauty and barbershop.
Oh really?
Yeah,
who did it?
My parents.
Oh, both?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
My mom and my pops. So my mom and my pops was the first cosmetology. He was the first person in cosmetology, and then he bought my mom, and she kind of passed him up. So,
are you serious?
Yeah, so
and what was it? They had a hair salon or a barber?
5 of them. So
wow.
all through South Carolina. So yeah, I
what was
grew
the name of it?
Hair Masters Inc. And
I remember them. Yeah.
So we all through South Carolina, West Side.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they still
That's
there
so
35 years
crazy.
later. We got a couple spots left, but. Yeah, so I grew up just knowing exactly what you're talking about. And it molded me, you know, because they had a beauty shop on one side, barber on the other, and that molded me. They gave me the perfect balance of people, variety. Just it gave me my discernment, you know, I see certain people come in loud. I would see it kind of showed me all the different phases, the different types of people that exist.
Yes, it's a good character building. It's like
oh my god, and the way it shaped me further in life. When I talk about music, one of the guys he was doing well in the rackets, but he was the guy that used to come in and he would pull up, and if it was like, so it's this real popular barber named Thorell, and Thorell would have like 10 people waiting for him all day long, right? Just no matter how fast he feels, it just keeps going. And this guy would come in and pay for all Thorell's customer in front of him so that he can get in the trends.
Oh wow!
And he drove the most low key car. He drove a regular car.
What?
Right?
So he was VIP.
Right.
He was cutting the line.
Super. And so imagine me, I'm a little kid, 11, 12 years old.
And you seeing it. You peeping it.
Up, you know, I'm at the register, I'm just watching, I'm seeing, I'm like, God, I'm doing the math like 12 times. Right. First, you giving him, like, how you able to pay $150? That's my whole check for the week.
Right.
Like, what does he do? And I watch him, he have on polo socks, and, you know, and then, you know, it's like, I just, like, this dude, then he'll start, I would see him later, and, like, you know, I see him, you know, Range Rovers and stuff like that, and he always remember me from the barbershop. Well, ironically, this guy turned out to be Jazzy Faye's manager.
Oh, wow.
You know, and they formed a label, and, you know, his life was just on a whole nother level. And once I made mention of where I knew him from, he was like, oh my God, like, this is the youngster from the shop.
Right.
And now I'm the grown guy who got my little swag.
Oh, that's so dope.
Right?
Yeah, he gave me my first bag, you know, and my first shop.
It just came full circle.
Yeah, so you think about the shop is a world, you know.
It is a world.
I credit everything, even what I'm doing now, to the shop, like 100%.
Oh, that's so dope. That's such a good story.
Yeah, you know, and it's also good for you know, for you and your kids, like, you know, making them be a part of that. Like, that's character building, like
it is.
No other. You know, and the restaurant business.
I was gonna say that too. The restaurant businesses too, like waiting tables, and you know, people come in because you're just exposed to just so many different personalities, you know, and you know how to maneuver around those personalities.
Yeah, you read people. You read tell people. Somebody's on something.
Oh, yeah, all of that.
You know.
I'm like I'm such a big like vibe reader, like. On a 1,000, like I don't. Like, that's just who I am. Soy knows, like and I read people like crazy, like. And I tell Soy, and I'm like, yo, such and such, like, and she's like, oh my God, how did you know? And I'm like, I just read that, you know?
So look, I got my unit at the restaurant, right? I got this thing. It's called the green bug, right? So any woman that comes to
you said the green, what is it called?
The green bug.
Okay.
Right? And most people, professionals who are in the service industry, food service industry, when they come to the restaurant, they get bit by the green bug. It's like they want to be there, right?
Okay.
So all my general managers, my executive chefs, my kitchen managers, line cooks, guest service hosts, all of them have some way, shape, or form been bit by the green bug. Like Arian from Love and Hip Hop, she comes and helps me out just on strength. Just on she
that
like,
is
I got
so
some downtime. Like,
right, come on, I'm about to. What you need?
She like, when you need me, because I'm be up here eating anyway. Might as well.
Just help out.
So, I love that. Right? So we were having this conversation about, you know, some staffing issues, and I was like, I had this one person at the restaurant, and I was like, and they came in, it was like they were kind of phasing out, right? You know, so it was like, it's not gonna be a good fit, et cetera, et cetera. This person came in, and you know, I brought him outside. I was like, let me talk to you. So I brought him outside, and I told him, because people always try to pit me against my general managers. I'm like, look, it's a hierarchy, a chain of command. I put them in position to make these type of calls, so I don't have to have them. But let me tell you what's going on with you. Blah, 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 blah. It's not going to work, you know, and I just feel your energy is not right. So I come back in the restaurant, and when I come in, everybody's like, you all right? Like, yeah, I'm straight, but I'm really not straight. And I realized when I got to my office, I'm like, and I had them in there, right? And I said, talking to this person just gave me a lot of feelings right here.
Right.
And when I said that, I found out that both of them have experienced mild heart attacks or mild strokes before. And they say that's exactly what it feels like. right? They say that's the feeling that they used to have from stress. That's the beginning stages of, not like you about to have a heart attack, but just that's what stress feels like.
Yeah.
That whatever, anytime you have a tightness or a racing heart or whatever, like anything that's offbeat to your normal vibration, your normal wave, your normal vibe, you gotta eliminate that by whatever means. That means you're totally out of bounds, like totally out of your. So I really, I mean, when I said that, they both was like, "Yo, that's it. No, that's what we talking about." And I'm like, that's my cheat sheet. Like anytime I feel like this,
that feeling,
something is sincerely wrong, and we got to fix this problem ASAP.
Like you know that you are off your square,
all the way off your square in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like,
if anything if you feeling, that's a I love that.
Yeah,
right.
If you feel like
I
that,
love that.
If you feel like that, and something's like
law.
That's a Jew, right. That's law for real.
Yeah, you get that feeling. Your gut is your cheat sheet,
right?
You know what I mean? And it's your body reacting, and the universe telling you, through your hair.
Yeah, through your third eye
your
and all of that.
whatever.
Right. Your chakras.
Right.
No, but it's telling you that something is wrong. Like something is really wrong, and that's why your vibration got to be pure. You can't be putting back to food. You can't be putting all these foreign substances in your body through food, through your a fried chicken or a fried a grilled steak or ribs or whatever. Like you just cannot take that stress with you through, and you know what I mean, and inherit that. You know what I mean. You assume all that, because you got to deal with things out here.
That's what I'm saying. On top of that, you just dealing with day to day just stresses.
Right.
Eating bad and dealing with like just the day to day stresses. Like that's why we dying.
That's why we dying. That's why it's going over the top.
It's
Because I was
going
able
over the
to
top.
remove myself when I felt it. I was like, yo. I'm really
having an out of body experience, like
yeah, I'm up here back and forth with you, like no, this not how it's supposed to go. It's not gonna fit. All right, you be blessed. Boom, walk in. Like let me eliminate this.
Yeah.
You gotta detox. And I want something else I forgot to mention. I want your listeners to hear. We should not have our cars, our homes, our material possessions cleaner than our bodies. Right? If you're not number two regularly, I mean,
and you're supposed to be going multiple times a day.
I'm talking. That's what I mean by regularly. Like every time you eat, you should be having a movement.
Like a baby, like how a baby drinks breast milk, and then as soon as you they're finished, it's like it's supposed to pass through your body.
Your body's supposed to absorb the nutritional values out of it. You know what I mean? And it's supposed to continue. If you're not moving regularly, taking out the trash, don't look at it as I don't want to be. No, take your ass to the bathroom and have a seat. And the only way you're gonna do that is with fiber. You have to eat fiber-rich food. Women should have 25 grams of fiber per day. Look at the nutritional values on the back of what you're eating, and it will tell you.
Right.
And men should have 38 grams per day. If you want to stop and minimize prostate cancer, breast cancer, like ovarian cancer, all forms of cancer, fibroid, cysts, all those things. It starts with fiber. Look at it as an ant hill. It's like those little ant hills. These radicals, they're congregating and they want to mutate in your body.
Right.
So fiber can't be digested. So when you eat things with fiber in it, it's meant to pass directly through your body. God gave us this.
Yeah.
It's from the plant. It's off the tree or from the soil. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why it's so important to have your veggies on the table. Like you got to.
You have to.
You absolutely have to. So and when that thing comes through, that fiber comes through and passes through your digestion system, it basically kicks that anthill over bit by bit. Every time it tries to build, it kicks it, and that's what's going in your trash. That you're eliminating your waste that you're eliminating from your body. People need to know this, and it's a such thing as a healthy stool. You can look at your poop and tell
see
exactly what kind of life you living, right? So
I believe
it's like
that.
if I look through your trash, I know everything about you.
Exactly.
Think about it.
Right.
I know what bills you got, what you do, and what you smoke, whatever.
So do you think it's supposed to float? It's supposed to float,
It's supposed to float,
right? And it's supposed to kind of look like Your intestines a little
No,
bit.
no, let's talk about
We're
it.
gonna talk about shit.
You said
So
whatever.
like it's supposed to float and kind of like look like that.
It's a such thing
that-
called perfect poop.
Poop,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like, you know, when your body will reward you, and it shouldn't. You should be able to do it with the door open. If you
Right.
eating
It
clean.
shouldn't be pungent.
Yes, and when it's pungent, that's death because you eating flesh. You eating, you know,
Stuff
corpse.
that's corpse, yeah.
Yes, you know, so that's what that rotten smell is. You
Right.
know,
It's decaying in your body.
Oh my
yes,
God.
Yes,
That's what
it
it's
is.
doing. I'm trying to get my kids to stop eating what do I call I don't like what are those? Arthropods.
Oh.
What's that?
Arthropods are like, you know, when you have like shrimp and stuff like that, they're
Okay.
part of the
Yeah.
arthropod, like the
Right.
cockroaches, because
Mm.
they're
Of the sea.
of the sea.
Mhm.
Cockroaches, lobsters, all that stuff.
Hey, you know what's so crazy? I'm
clean
allergic
and
to
sea.
shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allergic to shrimp. My supplier, and he so I, you know, I was salmon, you know, trout, stuff like that.
Right.
He's like, dog, you not selling shrimp? I'm like, nah, man. He's like, dog, listen, you need to sell shrimp. He's like, black people love shrimp, and it fits into your thing. And I'm allergic to it, so
Right.
it took me forever to do it.
To get it on the menu.
It did, and I actually created a burger for somebody. Oh, one of my good customers asked me, he said, man, you should do a shrimp burger. And I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead. So I made this shrimp burger, and it ended up being my best seller. And it's so crazy because that's the one thing I gotta live with.
that right.
Yeah, I do sell shrimp, arthropods.
Arthropods,
Right.
cockroaches.
Yes.
Y'all go
yes.
ahead and eat your cockroaches.
Yeah.
Y'all see cockroaches.
Yeah,
Right.
sea roaches, you know what I mean? So we got the sea roaches on the menu for the sea roach eaters, but you know, I don't know how long it's gonna last with soy over there.
Right.
Soy gonna,
Right.
soy
I'm gonna
gonna play
convince
over-
him
right.
to get rid of the
All right. So that concludes our show.
Thank you, Zach, for coming out.
Exactly.
This
It
was a
was-
really good episode.
Right. It wasn't trash talk.
Right, it wasn't trash talk, but it was, hey,
It
we
was-
trying to get rid of the trash that's in your body. You know?
Right. Exactly. So where can we follow you on Instagram?
Yeah.
We're at Local Green Atlanta, Local Green Atlanta
Okay.
on our platforms.
And where is the local?
we're located in Vine City,
Mhm.
19 Joseph E. Lowry Northwest Boulevard.
Okay, so y'all, everybody that's in Atlanta, go check out Local
Yes,
Green
go check out
Atlanta.
Local Green
I'm
Atlanta.
gonna go check them out this week. If not this week, next week.
And I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back over there.
Yes.
Yes, because I'm a regular.
All right.
Yes, right.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, thanks. We out.
Peace.